Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Once again, I am Faith or Feifei or Faye, whichever one you prefer. And this is going to be something I have not done. When it comes to TV shows, I usually review TV shows in seasons, not episodes or the series as a total. I usually will just review certain seasons. I did this with Buffy, I did this with The Office, but this time, once again, as I'm repeating myself, I'm going to be reviewing the season premiere to season 3 of The Office US edition called Gay Witch Hunt. Now, the season 3 premiere to The Office is, I think, one that a lot of people would have controversy with today. This is because it is an episode revolving around the fact that Michael outs Oscar as gay. The episode, in my opinion, shows a great range of reactions from people who find out someone they know is gay or bi or whatever LGBT combination or term that you think of. And I think the episode ultimately represents the hardships of a lot of LGBT people coming out of the closet, even if it's something they aren't ready for at the time. Whether you come out unwillingly or willingly, there's definitely different emotions that will begin to kind of stir up inside of you. A lot of people have things such as internalized depression, or a lot of people will also have just lots of self-doubt about their identity and what sexuality they feel like. And this happens really what I've seen with people who either come out unwillingly or willingly. Now, one of the first reactions we get is Michael's reaction, the ignorant person who has to try and act like they aren't ignorant to the issue because they don't want to seem as if they're being offensive or hateful towards somebody just because of something they cannot change. They're ultimately very ignorant to the situation but don't want to portray themselves as such, but they still want to find out more, even if it is considered to be pushing a line. They ultimately will poke and prod at the LGBT person until the person snaps. But the very unfortunate thing about these individuals is they don't hate or dislike LGBT people. They're just simply ignorant to what they're speaking about and don't understand, so they act offensively. And because they say really offensive things, it comes almost across as if they're trying to be malice or they're trying to be malicious. That's the same thing, but you know what I'm saying. It comes off that way when it's really not that way. This is where we get the scene where Michael tries to kiss Oscar and Oscar rejects him, calling him small and stupid because it seems offensive to assume that just because you're gay, you're gonna want to kiss any guy that comes across your path. That is a very offensive way of thinking, but Michael simply does not understand. He cannot process a man doing this with another man, so he frankly just doesn't understand, and that's where Michael's ignorant but lovable kind of arc comes into play, especially in season 3. And because Oscar isn't stupid and he understands this kind of reaction, he accepts Michael and him kiss, and he's understanding that this is just Michael's way of trying to show that he accepts Oscar, even if it's a little unorthodox. Now, obviously, in this episode, that is the biggest reaction because it takes up the most time to show you is Michael's reaction to this idea, but there are lots of many other reactions spread throughout the episode. We have the reaction of somebody who's completely immature to even the subject of LGBT matters and laughs it all off, which is obviously represented by Kevin, and I pretty much talked about this in my season 3 review. But going in depth, when you watch the episode by itself, you can very easily tell, especially if you're someone who's LGBT, you've seen those certain types of reactions from you coming out. I've personally had lots of people who simply laugh off me saying that I'm bisexual or pansexual, whichever one that you prefer to say, because I know lots of people don't believe in pansexuality, but whatever. I've had plenty of people who will just laugh it off and make jokes. I've had plenty of people who are ignorant and don't know the right questions to ask. I've also had plenty of people who think I'm totally cool now that I've come out as LGBT, and you know, I've had those different types of reactions, and the best reaction is when people just don't give a shit. And another reaction I find to be one that's very noteworthy is Dwight's reaction. Dwight's reaction is very similar to Michael's, except there is a different logic behind it. Dwight does not see anything wrong with being gay. As he said before, he grew up on a farm. He saw lots of different animals doing different things with the same or opposite sex of different animals, basically explaining that he saw plenty of pigs fucking each other. That's been mentioned throughout the whole series, as Dwight's seen stuff like that before. But he personally doesn't see anything wrong with it, but his main issue is that he thinks any gay or lesbian or LGBT people should come out, especially that Oscar's now been outed. He doesn't understand, and the reason I feel that Dwight's reaction is also noteworthy is because I have a running theory that Dwight's character has some form of autism, which isn't like a big deal, but I think Dwight's character, honestly, I think it's one of the reasons why he's so many people's favorite characters, is because he's really weird. But I think a lot of his weirdness can be explained if we just said he is a high-functioning autistic person, and I don't mean any offense by that. I know, you know, even if I just say autistic, some people might think I'm trying to downplay or downgrade Dwight's character, but I really love his character, and I think if he is, if that's been confirmed by any of the show producers or whatever, it would make a lot of sense, and I think it would give even the autistic community a character to kind of look up to, because despite if Dwight is autistic or not, he is still a successful person. Ultimately, he's somebody who owns a huge farm, and he has a wife in the future, obviously, which is Angela, and he, you know, there's all these different things that I think if Dwight was some form autistic, it would be a great role model for a lot of people who have autism. But also in this episode, it's very shown, especially the not antisocial, but the not exactly hanging on to social cues part of it. And I think that would make a lot of sense for Dwight's character. And again, I think that would be fucking awesome if he actually had some form, because again, it gives people something to kind of look up to. And ultimately, I think The Office's season 3 premiere is a really great episode. Ultimately, all around, I think it says a lot about the hardships of coming out, again, unwillingly or willingly, and it is one that I would definitely recommend all of you watch, especially if you want to see some, you know, not totally mocking the issues, but at the same time talking about them, especially in 2007, which is when this episode came out. I would suggest a lot of people watch it because it is really funny, but it is at the same time really eye-opening. But anyways, that's all I have to say. What are your thoughts on this episode? What's your favorite episode out of all the episodes of season 3 or the whole Office series? You know, do you prefer the UK or the US version? Answer all those questions, or whichever ones you want, or whatever thoughts you have. Tell me all of them in the comments down below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, because that would make my day. And as always, if you like videos like this, or you like my true crime videos, or maybe even some video essays, go ahead and subscribe, because I am trying to actually make it so that you all get videos every weekend. And yeah, that's all I have to say. And as always, peace out, everybody. I'll see you all next time.